Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've been on here because I've been pretty occupied with a thing called real life. But today we're just gonna play a game called Astral Ascension. It's a visual novel made by Pixel Fate, and I've been waiting for this game to be for the voices to be fully implemented into the game. And I think it was like a few days ago where they announced that all of the episodes have been fully voiced. So yeah, I've been really excited for this game. And happy Chinese New Year for those who are celebrating. It's day one of the Chinese New Year at the time of this recording. So yeah, hope you guys get uh your ang paos for those who are celebrating. And without further ado, let's boot up the game. I hope that the game would capture because I think it failed the last time. So I think this is a second re-recording. I just have to be quick with because I wanna also see the intro as well. So I'm just gonna hide my avatar for now. So when I boot up the game, I just click on the game. I think the capture would well obviously capture the game. So without further ado, let's start the game. I'm gonna boot it up, click on it. I hope that it captures. Please capture. Okay, I messed up because I thought I pressed I pressed on it too quick, apparently. I just want to see the opening, but I accidentally skipped it because I wanted to capture the game. So I'm sorry this intro has been long. Between the worlds and the stars, we can make the future ours. The atmosphere around me begins to stagnate, refuse to change. But there's an orchestra of stars that calls to me. What could be waiting beyond that everlasting galaxy? Together we'll ascend to places we've only dreamed, and everything between. On a voyage, you and me. Just close your eyes, reach out and take my hand. Let's make believe. Whatever's lying ahead, I'll stand by you. If you stand beside me too, through all the joy and the dread, we will make it through. And knows where the course will lead us to whatever awaits. So be right here in the end. I know you're near, and there's nothing to fear. Up on the horizon, another sun is rising. I realize that this is where I belong. Alright, so yeah, that's the intro. Yeah, let me just adjust a few things. Yeah, right now we don't have any background because we haven't even started the game music. So yeah, without further ado, let's just start up a new game. First name and last name, always the dilemma. Let me just read. Yeah, I'm gonna put my avatar back on. Always the dilemma with our, because I'm thinking on what name to choose. We're gonna go for a name that I always use. No, let's not go with that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with my, I'm just gonna put in my real surname. So this Javelin will be my name for my alias for of my channel, obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my default name and my real surname. Should I go with that? You know? Sure. I'm not gonna dwindle on this. So this trait. So I'm pretty sure this trait existed in the first Pixel Fate game, which is, I think, I forgot the name. Ace Academy? Is it? Yeah. So I'm thinking that this trait will be more impactful compared to the very first game. So this is a multiple. I'm not sure whether these will affect the. I think it. Chances are it will, but I don't want to dwindle about it too much. Hold on. Since the routes are basically relationship based, I'm thinking on going for intuitive for my first run. So maybe in the future we'll go for the other two traits if we have the chance, or if I have the time to. And that's it for the character creation. So I think we're just gonna hop into it. Yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. I sit inside a small bar. The dim light illuminates the dingy space with a harsh glow as a scattering of patrons fill the table, nursing their drinks. Most don't pay attention to me, but a few of them glance noticeably at my luggage. It's been a while since I actually read stuff out loud, so forgive my fumbling or stuttering. I pull my suitcase closer. I find it unusual that the job advertisement I answered asked for luggage at the ready, but the rest of the ad seemed like a good fit, so I agreed to meet anyway. After I scan the place, I pull out my phone to double check that I'm in the right location, and I confirm that I am. Kai should be here any minute then. A couple of minutes later, a guy dressed in black with light blonde hair enters the bar. His gaze flicks immediately to my suitcase, then grins broadly as he approaches.
You made it.
I clear my throat. Kai?
The one and only Kai Zephyr at your service.
I'm Javelin Yu. I'm here about the pilot job. Kai nods and offers me his hand. I take it and he squeezes me in a firm handshake.
Ooh, nice handshake. That's a good sign.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you can learn a lot about a guy through his handshake.
Huh. Interesting theory.
Did you just learn something about me?
I study him and note his strong grip. He tries to distract with his smile to give himself a softer facade. but I can see that his green eyes are sharply observing. You're very friendly and warm, and that distracts people from noticing how guarded and careful you really are. You probably learned those habits from growing up tough. Kai is caught off by Kai is caught off guard by my comment, but his surprise is quickly masked with another smile.
Not bad at all.
What did you learn about me?
You're confident. That's what we need. A skilled pilot is only as good as he thinks he is. And I can tell you think you've got what it takes.
Okay, I think yeah, certain traits. I think I just hear like notification sound, like a confirmation of something. So I think sometimes it just skips a dialogue choice entirely in certain situations. So yeah, I think the personality trait actually does have more impact in this game. Why not? Flying is what I know. My skills won't be a problem.
I know.
He winks.
So, as you saw in our ad, we're in immediate need of a pilot.
Kai nods towards my suitcase.
Glad you came prepared. That's another good sign. You'd be surprised how many people can't follow directions.
Yeah, I just did what was. Oh my god, my voice. I just did what was required of me, hire me on the spot, then get on with it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to read these three options, but yeah, the first one is what I choose. I'm trying to be a nice guy right here, or in most situations. Kai clears his throat and continues.
So, here's the deal. As you know, we're a small mercenary crew that takes on different missions for hire. Most of what we do is acquire goods and transport it from place to place. But if there's a wanted bounty nearby, we'll chase it down for that hefty reward. Sometimes we're even hired to get someone out of a troubling predicament. We don't ask.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. What we do is not for the faint of heart, but it is very lucrative.
This might be an adjustment. All I heard was lucrative. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. But this is, yeah, all the three options is always like, the first one is like, it's like a really nice guy kind of approach. The second one is like a funny guy approach, and the third one is like a, well, emo kind of approach. Like a cool kind of approach. All I heard was lucrative. I grin. You had me at lucrative.
A guy after my own heart. You'll fit right in. Unfortunately, our pilot has parted ways with us. There are no hard feelings or anything. The guy joined us to earn some credits, and when he finally piled enough, he left to get shackled to his lady. I don't understand why he'd willingly give up his freedom, but hey, we wished him well. Anyway, this leaves us in a pinch, which is why we're looking for a replacement ASAP. So, what do you say?
Everything seems to check out based on my research for the job, and the pay seems more than decent. Cuff me in. Kai hops off of his stool and grins.
Excellent! I knew I had a good feeling about you. Come on, I'll introduce you to the captain.
After clearing up his tab, Kai leads me out of the bar and back out into the open station. I easily keep pace as he guides us towards the local dock nearby. It's basically a small outdoor runway used for quick stops. So, what exactly is your role on the ship?
I'm in charge of communications and navigation. which means the pilot and I work very closely together.
Is that why you were sent to scope out the new guy? He winks.
You're catching on.
As we walk, I notice a couple of shops selling basic necessities. They're mostly catered to those who dock here for a pit stop or for any last-minute passengers scrambling for forgotten items. Soon we reach the docks. Kai stops and gestures to the ship in front of us.
You're looking at Eidos, our pride and joy.
For a moment, all I can do is stare. This ship is not at all what I expected. I recognize it as a standard transport vessel, but it looks a lot more rugged. It seems that there have been a few modifications added to amp up the shields and weaponry. Whoa,
Yeah, she has that effect on people. Come on.
as we step closer, I note that the ship is an older model, but still well maintained. The weathered exterior is what I would expect from a seasoned ship. Kai leads me up the lowered ramp until we reach the inside of the ship. We cross through the cargo bay, which from my quick glance seems sufficiently spacious, and then pass through the airlock. A set of metal steps winds its way in front of us. As we walk up the stairway, it opens into the lounge area. There's a section with plush chairs, and right behind the lounge is the dining area with one long table. A woman with long hair and stern eyes waits for us in the lounge. Her arms are crossed across her chest as she surveys me.
Why, Captain, did you wait out here specifically to welcome me back? Oh, you shouldn't have.
She's the captain? She looks up to be a couple of years younger than me. The woman shifts her gaze to Kai and silently raises a brow.
Okay, I know what that look means. And it is time for me to skedaddle.
He places an encouraging hand on my shoulder and then heads out of the room. The captain stares unblinkingly at me. Finally, she breaks the silence.
So, a former IAP agent, huh?
Her comment catches me off guard. I never mentioned that I used to work for the investigations agency of Polaris when I answered the ad. So I think the bit of context is we were framed and then we were out of a job, I suppose, but I think that's the little bit of I never read much into their Discord channels, so I think the small gist of it is our main character is someone that works here. That's a mouthful, I'm not gonna read that. The IAP, okay, I think that's for short, and then we got framed. If I remember correctly, that is. How did you know? I can't hide my surprise. How did you know that's where I worked?
I like to know exactly who I might be accepting onto my team.
I nod. I can respect that. It's smarter to do your homework than to blindly trust someone is who they say they are. The captain clears her throat and shifts her weight from one foot to the other.
I assume Kai gave you the rundown on who we are and what we do?
He did.
It's very different from what you were doing before.
I figured as much.
Why the change in direction? You're going from a government agency to a mercenary ship.
It's a valid question, and one that I've already thought of myself. My departure with the agency was not a positive one, and even if I wish to return, I can't. I need to keep a low profile, and most mercenaries don't ask too many questions about your past. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is the context that I've said. Plus, everyone knows the more dangerous the work, the better it pays. I know this kind of work pays well, and I need the credits. The captain studies my face as if looking for something. I confidently meet her gaze and she eventually nods. She relaxes her stance and she lowers her arms.
This ship is built on trust. As the captain, it's my job to look out for my team. In return, I ask that they trust in my decisions. I need a pilot who will fly the ship when I need him to and not ask questions. You think you can handle that?
I'm more than ready. I understand all too well the importance of trust in a team. I can handle that.
Good.
The captain smiles and her tough expression softens. She extends her hand and I accept the handshake.
Then, welcome aboard.
Is Javelin you?
I'm Iris Alcyon.
After we let go, Iris hands me a keycard.
This is the key to your quarters. I suggest you get settled as we'll ship out in a few hours.
I blink. That's unusual. Normally we leave in the morning. Oh, we're leaving tonight?
That won't be a problem, will it?
Not at all. That explains why the ad asked for luggage.
That won't be a problem, will it?
Okay.
That won't be a problem, will it?
They accidentally put the same line here. The quarters are just down the hall, your room is to the left. She leads me behind the dining area to a connected corridor. Suddenly, something beeps. Iris checks her phone and frowns.
I've got to take care of something. Go ahead and settle in. Feel free to rest or take a look around the ship. I'll let you know when we're ready to take off.
Okay, thanks. With a final nod, she turns around and disappears into the corridor. She is certainly a no-nonsense and all-business captain. This has been interesting. I guess I should go find my room. With my key in hand, I head down the corridor and towards the quarters. Three identical doors occupy each side of the corridor. I look at the doors on my left and realize Iris never told me which one was my room. I don't want to bother the captain while she's busy, so I'll have to figure it out through trial and error. As I approach the nearest door, I spot a small box-shaped scanner attached to the wall beside it. I press the keycard against it, but the scanner is unresponsive. Then it emits a short series of beeps before falling silent again, leaving me unsure whether the door has unlocked or not. Let's try the door first. I bet that we will run into someone if we didn't. I think more or less, if we go in, sometimes we might end up in something. I push tentatively on the handle. To my surprise, the door slides open. Huh, First time lucky. With a smile, I step inside only to freeze. We're gonna get screwed over now, are we? A young woman with fiery hair stands in the middle of the room, wearing nothing but a towel to cover her slim figure. Yeah, I think like sometimes choices matters. If I just skip this, she might have a different opinion of us. But now that we chose this option, she probably gonna hate us. She rolls around and her amber eyes widen at the sight of me. Her arms wrap around herself as she clutches her towel defensively. This is amazing. Do I want to be a jackass here? I can't believe my luck. Okay, this is not the response I'm going for, but a hot girl in my room? This is either the best day of my life or I'm completely screwed. The girl's shock turns to anger. She pulls the towel tightly around her.
Get out of my room!
Yeah, I think certain choices will affect the person you end up with, and from the start of the development, I think I have my eyes on someone else, so time to leave. Completely screwed it is. Alright, I know when I'm not wanted.
Took you long enough. Now go!
I'm leaving. I step back into the corridor and close the door behind me. Well, that definitely could have gone better. I quickly make my way to the next door and press the key to the scanner. This time there's a single beep and an audible click as the lock disengages. So that's what it's supposed to sound like. I reach for the handle, but before I open the door, I hesitate. Surely it can't happen twice in one day. Not willing to risk being fired on day one, I knock twice on the door. There's no response, so I slide the door open, revealing a dark and, thankfully, unoccupied room. As I step inside, the lights flick on and illuminate the sparsely furnished and undecorated room. It's small, but big enough for one person. There's no attached washroom, but having to share those facilities is not a surprise for a ship of this size. A single bed sits against the back wall, with a desk situated not too far away. The rest of the wall space is occupied by a mix of shelving and storage units. There's a screen above the desk which is also visible from the bed. Compared to the government's ships I used to work on, this room is amazing. I pack light so it doesn't take long for me to put everything away. Afterwards, I take a seat at the desk and hook my phone into the built-in communicator. I find a familiar name in my contacts list and hit the button to start a video call. The phone barely rings before the call connects. On the screen, a smiling girl with golden eyes and dark hair greets me. She sits what could pass for a teenage girl's bedroom if it weren't for the sterile white walls and hospital bed in the background. Hey sis.
Big bro! I was wondering when you'd call.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
Because I've got so much to tell you.
Really? That's funny because I've got something to tell you too.
No way. You go first.
It's okay. You can go first. She giggles.
You won't win this, so you may as well say your thing already.
I chuckle. In that case, guess whose awesome brother got himself a new job?
What? No way! I'm so proud of you!
Thanks. I'm feeling a lot stressed now. I'm feeling a lot stressed now. I'm feeling a lot stressed now that I have a job again. Wait, let me read this properly. Thanks. I'm feeling a lot stressed. I'm feeling a lot less stressed now that I have a job again. Yeah, I apologize for me stuttering most times. Saying it out loud makes it all feel real. I finally got things under control again. For the first time since I was discharged, I relaxed. Discharged dishonorably, I assume. I sink lower in my chair, loosening from my usual upright posture. I hadn't realized how heavy this situation weighed on me until now.
So, what's the new job?
No, I'm working in... I pause. I can't say I'm working on a mercenary ship. That'll make her worry.
Hello? Is the connection messing up? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, yeah. The connection to the ship must be bad or something. I said I'm working in cargo transportation. It's not exactly the truth, but it's also not a lie.
Does that mean you're flying again?
Yep, the best pilot in the galaxy is back at it.
That's amazing! I'm so happy for you.
Time to move on before she asks any more questions I don't want to answer. Deflect with her childhood nickname. What is this? So then, Celery, what have you been up to? Celeste groans.
That's the worst nickname you ever gave me.
I think it suits you.
How?
You are green and crunchy? She rolls her eyes and giggles.
You're such an idiot sometimes.
You love it, really. Celeste shakes her head. Anyway, you still haven't told me what you've been up to. Her whole face lights up and she can barely contain her excitement.
Oh, I completely forgot. I got to see Paris on Earth in the 2000s today. It was so weird. Everyone was using cars that ran on gasoline, and they all dressed in such weird clothes.
She pauses, looking thoughtful.
There were also a lot of baguettes.
That sounds interesting.
It was. You'd have loved it.
So, where are you going to go next?
I was thinking Canada. I want to see what natural snow looked like on Earth.
She talks about what she thinks Canada was like in the 2050s and then shares more of a time in Paris. Due to her health, VR is the only way Celeste can quote-unquote travel, but she doesn't mind the limitations. In some ways, it allows her to experience more. How else could she immerse herself in the cultures of the past? I'm glad that Celeste looks forward to her trips, and I look forward to hearing all about all of her adventures. Eventually, she pauses.
Doctors will be here in a minute, so I have to go.
I can tell she's disappointed. I'm her only link to the world outside her room, which makes it hard every time we have to end the call. We can catch up again. We can catch up again soon. Say hi to the dog for me.
I will. Stay safe.
See you soon. Screen goes dark and I disconnect my phone from the communicator. I'm always a little nervous when Celeste has a checkup, but I know she's in good hands. I still got some time before we set off, so I may as well take a look around the ship. I grab my keycard and then exit the room. Hello? Okay, I think the loading is just loading. Yeah, I think it just loads up a session. Visit the bridge, check the medical bay, what's in the engineering bay, drop by the simulation room. I'm done exploring for now. So I'm not sure whether this is a one-time thing or not. So based on some of the context that we can this button actually turns off the bottom UI or shrinks it. But if this is a one-time thing, I'm just gonna check the medical bay based on the character I want to pursue in this route or in this run. But if it's not, I can click on this to just skip everything. So normally, I think we can go through this one by one. But just in case it's only a one-time thing, I'm gonna check the medical bay. In case my hunch is right, someone will be there, I think. Because I never played the game before, but I only got some info regarding certain characters. So this might be it. It's generally a good idea to memorize where the medical unit is. You never know when you need to stop by for a visit. I head down the ship's passage until I spot the fluorescent lights of the medical bay. Through the windows, I see a young woman dressed in a white medical uniform. Her back faces me and she's focused on a task I can't quite see. Her long hair cascades down to her waist and both her skin and hair are pale like moonlight. I peek my head through the open door frame, trying not to disturb her. Even though she faces the other way, somehow my small movement is enough to alert her. She spins around, fixing her bright blue eyes on me. Stationed in front of her are an assortment of vials and syringes. She offers me a warm smile.
Oh, hi! Can I help you?
I'm suddenly feeling very hot. Yeah, hot and bothered. No. Not that. But yeah, I'm trying to be a. I think each of these responses is like an equivalent to how I would treat any of the 3 girls we meet so far. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Oh, sorry, you're busy. I didn't want to interrupt.
No need to apologize. I am never too busy for a patient.
I take it that means you're the doctor? She nods, flashing me a sweet smile.
At your service.
Yeah, that voice wasn't... I wasn't expecting that voice because, yeah, with all the so-called blondes of the series in all of the games made by it, yeah, I've gotten used to a certain kind of voice when I see a blonde, but Yeah, no, never mind. So apparently you're not. What's? Oh no, I forgot the names of the previous characters. Valerie and Leanne? I forgot the name of the girl from Crystalline. Damn. And how many games there are here? And the one from yeah, I literally forgot what's her name. Ituro Igma. Ah, I remember Ituro Igma. That's Evelyn. What's the? How the hell did I forget? What's her name from? Why? Why is this happening? Liana? Or I'm pretty sure it's Liana or Lee. I forgot the pronunciation honestly, but wait, this is another person, not the same as the three characters from three of their respective games.
I assume you're the new pilot?
Yeah, my name is Javelin Yu.
Luna Saren. Welcome aboard.
Thanks. It's nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine.
We shake hands and she returns to her tray.
So, how long have you been a pilot?
About 3 years. How long have you been a doctor? Luna flashes me another gentle smile.
Oh, I've only been on the ship for about 3 months. I'm excited not to be the newbie anymore.
Oh yeah? I guess that's my title now.
Don't worry, we won't go too hard on you. Unless you want us to.
I'm good, thanks. After a wink, she fiddles with the items on her tray. Are you expecting a patient?
No, I'm just prepping the syringes.
For what?
Just in case.
That seems ominous. She giggles.
I'm not expecting anything to go awry, but a part of my job is to be prepared. So that's what I'm doing. I'm preparing.
I'm not sure if she's blonde or her hair is white. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, what? That makes more sense and sounds a lot more reasonable. I guess I shouldn't disturb you any longer then. She nods.
I'm here for whatever you need. Whether that be for drugs, to be patched up, or even if you just want to keep a lonely doctor company. My door is always open.
I like all of those reasons. Those are all excellent reasons to visit.
I'm glad you agree. And that means you have no excuse not to come by.
Luna waves me off before returning back to work. She's definitely unlike any doctor I've met before. As I head back towards the lounge area, I wonder where I should go next. Ah, okay, it is not a one-time thing. We can explore every single option here. So I'm thinking all three of these rooms contain a character. Iris might be here, I'm guessing. Engineering. I'm guessing the other girl. What's her name again? Shit. Okay, we've gone too far to, and I forgot the name. Uh, is it? No, no. I was thinking a name, but then I suddenly thought, no, that's not her name because that name is from the previous games. Uh, I think it's called. No, it's not. Okay, we'll find out soon enough. Let's visit the bridge for now. Other than my room, I'll most likely spend the majority of my time on the bridge. It's only fitting that I scope out what my workspace will look like. I easily navigate my way around the ship. The layout is pretty standard for this ship's model. After a few minutes, I arrive. Massive control panels line the wall, the screens alight with the ship's statuses. Despite the dizzying array of buttons and beeping, there is a sense of organization and control within the helm. Everything is neatly where it should be, including the captain. I spot Iris sitting in a chair. Her screen is open and she studies some kind of map, but she looks over as I approach.
Hello.
Hi, sorry if I'm intruding. She shakes her head.
Not at all.
A pause.
Exploring the ship?
I nod.
What's your impression so far?
So far, it seems like it'll be a good time. Yeah, after that trip to the doctor's room, Iris raises a brow but doesn't comment. I take another look around, particularly. Yeah, I'm not sure if I pronounced that word correctly. Particularly at the flight controls. If I'm not mistaken, this is a GR. Specs again. I'm not good with specs. This is a GR9 class transport ship.
You are correct.
And you've modified it with. Okay. Because I was going for a question. Okay. And you've modified it with additional shields and weaponry? Iris nods. I'm curious why you decided to retrofit a transport ship rather than get a gunship, which would already be outfitted with stronger weapons and defenses.
A transport ship is less conspicuous than a gunship, even with the added modifications.
That makes sense. I sneak another glance at Iris and once again notice how young she looks for a captain. If I had to guess, I'd say we were close to the same age. I wonder how long she's been captaining this ship. So, how long have you been doing this?
Long enough.
She tries to keep her tone light, but I hear the finality in her voice. That's code for stop asking. I know what that tone means. That means no more questions. Okay, I read you loud and clear, boss. I pretend to zip up my lips. She raises a brow. A moment later, the door slides open. Kai saunters in, stretching his arms above his head.
Whew, thanks for covering me, boss. That was a real emergency. But I feel 10 pounds lighter.
Iris shakes her head.
Really, Kai? Right in front of the new guy?
What? It's a natural function.
She sighs.
At least wait until we're up in the air before you try to gross him off the ship.
Was he in the simulation room?
Oh, come on. A tough guy like him? It would take more than that.
A sudden beeping from Iris's waist interrupts us. She quickly checks her phone and then turns to me.
I've got some things to take care of before we fly out. It might not seem like it, but you're in good hands with Kai.
I understand. It was nice speaking with you. She nods and offers me a small smile before departing. Kai suddenly by my side.
So, stuck with the captain, huh? Bet that was a disappointment when you were hoping for me instead.
He winks. What? I'm worried that what options it's not what I expected, but yeah. Let's go. This is like I wanna say I don't think this would come out as sarcasm, but I know this is sarcasm, but this is like going for really good romance thing. Yeah. Let's go for this option first. Clearly I couldn't resist you. I agree. What can I say? Obviously I can't stay away from you.
I do have that effect on people. Lucky for you, the two of us will be spending a lot of time together.
Kai collapses into his chair and pats the seat next to him.
Go ahead, take a seat.
I walk over and sit down, giving the cushion an experimental wiggle. Supportive and comfortable, not bad.
What do you think? You approve?
Yep, everything seems good to go.
Excellent. Now that that's out of the way, we can finally get to the important stuff.
Oh yeah? And what's that?
What you and Iris talked about.
I pause. Honestly, not much. Kai laughs. His arms return behind his head as he leans back in his seat.
Yup, sounds about right.
How long have you and the captain worked together?
Long enough.
That's the same answer. I blinked, not expecting that reply, and Kai laughs again.
No need to look so surprised. I know that's the exact same answer she gave you too.
Seems like you know her pretty well then.
That's one way to put it. We've been together for almost a year now. In fact, our anniversary is right around the corner. Thanks for reminding me.
He winks. Wait a minute. Are they together? Okay, the game always imply. Well, the game always have a bro character that would pursue one of the girls. Apart from the second game where you can only have where there's only one canonical option. Well, I think the direction they're going is like similar to the first game. What about I wonder. Let's see. Yeah, the approach is like similar to the first game where I guess the second game could count because yeah, you always have a guy companion that would pursue one of the girls in the party. Not sure about the third. Well, the third game is an after story, but well, let's say the fourth game. I don't think there is a fourth. I literally forgot the fourth game. Oh yeah, there is a bro on the fourth game. The third game don't have a bro because obviously that's an after story. Yeah, the fourth game, your bromance character doesn't have a girlfriend, I don't think, or rather not yet. But yeah, I've rambled long enough. So the confirmation sound is like based on your trait. So yeah, sometimes I'm not sure whether there will be a dialogue option here, but the personality traits obviously hints at this line is basically hinting on your on your personality trait. Well, it's not personality, it's more, well, the one I chose is basically a personality trait, but you know what I kind of meant trying to say. So based on the few interactions I've observed, they don't act anything like a couple. They seem more like close work colleagues. Yeah, I'm not going for Iris in this run. It's kind of clear that I'm going for the doctor. Well, if that's not obvious enough, let me just say I'm going for the doctor in my first run. There's no chance they're dating. Kai seems like the kind of guy who likes to joke around. I bet he's being vague on purpose to try to trick me. Congrats on your almost work anniversary. Kai grins smoothly.
Thanks.
My hunch was right. Our conversation is cut short by a series of beeps emitting from the comms. Instantly, Kai's demeanor changes. He swivels in his chair and checks the communication output. The sudden picture of sincerity.
Sorry, duty calls.
I nod and stand to my feet. I'll let you get back to it. He flashes me one final grin.
Welcome aboard, new guy.
Thanks. As Kai focuses on his work, I slip out of the bridge. Where do I want to go next? Pretty sure one of these will be with the third girl. I think I'll take a look in the engineering bay. Upon first glance, this ship seems to be in good condition, but a look at the mechanics would prove if that's really the case. I cross through the ship until I reach the metal staircase. My footsteps clatter faintly as I make my way down. I jump the last step and I'm immediately greeted by the giant engine. Pipes scale along the walls and ceilings in intricate patterns that I don't fully understand. At the far end of the ship is the power reactor. I'm no expert, but everything looks as it should. That's a good sign. I take a step forward and hear a loud clanging noise. My body tenses, my senses on high alert. Who's there? A small robot pops out from behind a white copper pipe. It has a round body with a little screen for a face. It stares at me before flying over. Or it's more like a, huh? The cat meme, you know. A question mark appears on its screen. Oh, hi. Two eyes pop on the screen and blink. Then it changes into a smiley face. Okay, can you understand me? It bobs up and down in what I think it's a nod, and a thumbs up emoji replaces the smiley on the screen. Wow, that's helpful. The robot blinks while it continues to watch me. Do you live down here in the engineering bay? It shakes in what I think is a no. Then, what are you doing? Hold on. Can I change the text speed quicker? Yeah, let's go with this speed. We're good. Hopefully that it can keep. I assume that the voices will keep up with the text speed. I think it will be on par with the voice lines. A wrench appears on the screen. Oh, you're fixing the ship? The thumbs up replaces the wrench. I see. You're a busy little robot, so I better let you get back to work. The robot shimmies in goodbye and then flies back to the white pipe, disappearing behind it. A second later, the clanging resumes. So the ship is maintained by a robot. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I wonder if that's the only one, or if there are others. There must be an engineer on board, right? I trust our robot overlords. It's finally happened. The time has come when we are at the mercy of our robot overlords. I, for one, will bow down as long as it means our ship stays intact. I sound like an idiot. Okay, apparently there's no one here. I ponder the situation as I head back up the stairs. So apparently that third girl must be in the simulation room then. Well, that was interesting. Where should I go next? It's pretty unusual for a transport ship to have a simulation room, so I'm eager to check it out. I work my way around the ship until I reach the corridor that leads to the nearby lounge area and simulation room. Unfortunately, there's a sign posted on the sim room door that reads "Closed for maintenance." That's a bit disappointing. I'll just have to come back after the room reopens. In the meantime, where would I like to go next? Oh, so we won't be seeing the third girl. So now I have to look up what's her name then. Just to make sure. Unless so far I can't find a yeah, I can't find a name right off the bat. I'm not gonna spend my time looking up, but I'm done exploring for now. Let's just proceed and we might actually meet her. Actually, I've seen what I've wanted to see for now. There is plenty of time. There is plenty of time for more exploration later. Is it loading? Okay. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I check the notification to see a video request from Helen Colby. We work together. We work closely together at the IAP, or how, I think Irish pronounce it as IAP. I think so, and have remained friends. She's one of the few people who supported me during my investigation. Okay, thinking that the NPC will appear at the bottom left, so I'm gonna hide my avatar for now. If I can do that, yeah. I quickly accept the call and wave at the screen. A woman in her 30s with a dark ponytail and brown eyes waves back. Hey, Helen. Okay, she's not voiced here. I'm thinking on, you know what? Let's move my avatar. I'm gonna unlock it and move it to the other side. Yeah, we'll keep it on the other side so that it won't block the character. So I don't think there would be anything on the bottom right of the screen. So we'll keep it here. So I'm assuming that they haven't put it in yet, or they won't. I'm not sure. Hoping that they actually will put it in the future, but yeah, we'll have to live with this for now. Yeah, sorry I haven't been in touch. Things have been all over the place since I left. That's never stopped you from talking to me before. You used to be in my lab every other day. I laughed. I can visit the lab if you want me to, although I might not be too happy about that. No, maybe not. Then we should stick to video calls for now. I don't even know when I'll have a chance to visit anyway. Is that a subtle hint that you're working again? I grin and fill her in on everything that's happened since my departure from IAP. Afterwards, she nods. I'm glad that you bounced back so quickly, but be careful out there. Mercenary work is very different, and it can be dangerous. Okay, Mom. I promise I'll be careful. She wrinkles her nose and laughs. Ugh, I hate it when you do that. I know. But seriously, be careful. You know I can't help but worry about you. I know, and I will be. Good. So, how are things at IAP now? Has everything settled down after the investigation? A long sigh escapes her. It's been super weird. Everyone's acting like you never existed. That's not surprising. Not a lot of people want to be associated with my name right now. I know, but you were a good agent. You deserve better than this. Helen was confident in me. I couldn't ask for a better friend. I appreciate that. I just can't believe how fast everyone moved on. Did you know it only took 2 days for them to bring in your replacement? I blink. I knew I would move quickly, but I didn't expect them to move so quickly. They must have started the process of replacing me as soon as they could. Good for them, I guess. So, what is this new person like? He's nice, friendly enough, and does his job well. It sounds like you have someone pleasant enough to work with. Although I know he could never really replace me. I grin jokingly, she giggles. Given time, he stops by the lab almost as often as you did. She smirked, mischief playing in her eyes. Plus, he brings me a coffee every time he visits. Every time, without fail. Yeah, he's definitely flirting. Wow, look at this new guy trying hard to swoop in. I chuckle. You know what he's doing, right? He's definitely hitting on you. She blinks, clearly taken aback. What? Don't be silly, he's just being friendly. Come on, Helen. Even I didn't bring you that much coffee. Maybe you should have. Yeah, it would have made those early mornings with you a lot more bearable. I grin and she chuckles. See? He's just trying to make sure I don't bite his head off first thing in the morning. Don't worry, he's totally harmless. Well, that's what they all say, right? I sigh. For someone so smart, she can sometimes be so clueless. I wonder if you don't end up with any of the three main characters, will you end up with this person right here? Like in their previous game. If you don't end up with the two main heroines, you'll end up with the friend sister. But I never actually played through the friend sister route. Well, the friend sister. Let me clarify. Not your own sister, your friend's sister. Let's just be clear with that and get that right out of the way. I sigh. Did I read this yet? Let me just reread it. I sigh. For someone so smart, she can sometimes be so clueless. I give you 2 weeks until he asks you out. And in 2 weeks, you'll be proven wrong. She blinks. Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? Your investigation. I've been trying to work out what actually happened, and I figured if I shake my head, cutting her off. I appreciate you wanting to help, but if I finds out you're asking questions, you could be in real trouble. They won't find out. I give her a look. What? I can be very subtle. I mean, discretion is part of my job. It's too big of a risk. She frowns. Helping my friend is more important. I appreciate the thought, I really do. But I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if something happened to you because of me. I'll be fine, trust me. I hear a beeping noise. Helen glances at something past her phone. Uh-oh, I've got to take care of this. Code 47, code 47, 40-7. I have no idea how should I say this. 40-7. Let's just go with that. If it's 47, they will just put on 47, right? I still can't believe you memorized every beat alert pattern. I grin. Have fun with that. We'll talk again later. I'll hold you to it. She smiles and waves. Ciao. The call ends and Helen vanishes from my screen. I hope she takes what I said to heart, but knowing her, she'll end up doing whatever she wants anyway. As I put my phone away, the intercom crackles to life.
Team, report to the lounge in 10 minutes for briefing.
I better go to the lounge. After finding my bearings, I make my way through the ship. Aris mentioned we'd be moving out tonight instead of tomorrow morning, so I'm curious what mission this is. I suppose I'll find out soon enough. I'm not sure where I can find a good stopping point, but I'm just gonna move on for now. When I arrive, I'm surprised that I'm not the first one here. The doctor sits in one of the chairs. Hey Luna. She glances at me and smiles.
Hello again. Long time no see.
I chuckle. She offers the seat beside her and I sit down. Were you able to finish up your prep? Huh. Is it? I'm thinking that whichever order you visit the room in, you'll end up with that person. I had no idea, or maybe it's just this scene in particular.
All ready for our next mission. And you? How are you feeling about your first official mission?
I'm no stranger to missions, and whatever this one is, it'll be a piece of cake. I'm not worried at all. Yeah, a little nervous, ready to rock and roll. I'm not new to working missions. I'm ready to grab it by the controls. Luna giggles.
I like that enthusiasm.
Any idea on what the mission is? Before Luna can answer, another person enters the lounge. A small round robot with a screen for a face floats towards us.
Hi, Beepoo!
The robot answers a greeting, flashing smile on its screen. Luna looks behind the robot and grins.
Oh, Vela, come meet our new pilot.
Oh, so that's her name. Okay, her name's Vela. So I don't know why I suddenly just forgot her name, despite her name showing up for the first time up here. Luna turns to me.
Vela Kate is our engineer.
Ah. I think the order would be different if the so-called misunderstanding didn't happen. If we didn't walk into a room, I guess. Or go to the engineering room for the first time. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go through a second playthrough and see if that particular scene would be different. Hey, I'm Javelin you. The robot floats out of the way, revealing a flash of fiery hair that makes my stomach drop. Oh no. Vela freezes. For a moment we stare silently at each other. Neither one of us says a word. Luna looks back and forth between us. Finally, she clears her throat.
Have you two already met?
We answer simultaneously. No!
No.
Luna raises her brow. A moment later, Iris and Kai both enter the lounge, cutting our conversation short. Iris glances at me and nods.
I see you've become acquainted with the crew.
Yeah. Kai grins.
Don't be fooled by their pretty faces. Those two are trouble.
Luna smiles innocently, but Vela scoffs.
Oh, please. If anyone is trouble, it's you.
The robot bobbs in agreement. Kai narrows his eyes. Before he can respond, Iris shoots him a look and then clears her throat. Immediately, everyone settles down and turns their attention to the captain. She really does know how to command a room.
First off, I'd like to officially welcome our new pilot to the team.
Thanks.
You've joined us just in time for our next mission.
Vela perks up and fidgets in her seat.
Oh, finally, a new mission! Hopefully this time it's not something routine, but a really exciting one, like a rescue job.
Kai slings his feet on the table and leans back in his chair.
The only rescue missions we take are rescuing lonely, unused credits from some rich guy's bank account.
Luna giggles.
That's easy to do. All you need is a nice smile.
Uh-huh, that's exactly what you mean.
She grins innocently. I think there's a lot going on for this person. Iris shakes her head, a small smile playing at her lips.
It's not a rescue mission. We'll be doing a routine cargo transport this time. The medical supply of Zenbinal will be waiting for us at the space station PSS 117 on the border of Polaris, and we've been hired to transport it to Verkana.
Okay, the text speed seems still slow. This is almost full now.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, sounds simple enough.
It should be.
I pause. I know that Verkana is a part of the Verkana is a part of the Interplanetary Union, and the Federation of Polaris does not ship medical supplies outside of Polaris except to a handful of free world planets. This sounds like a rescue mission after all. You guys are wrong. This is a rescue mission. Iris gazes curiously at me.
How so?
Okay, yeah, like might as well just move it that to the max. We're rescuing Zenbinal from the abundantly wealthy Polaris, who wouldn't notice it was missing anyway. Hold on, is that...
It's not a rescue mission.
Hopefully
We'll be
I
doing
read
a
the
routine
name
cargo
right.
transport this time. The medical supply of Zenbinal will be waiting for us at the space
Zenbinal,
station
okay.
PSS 117 on the border of Polaris, and we've been hired to transport it to Verkana.
Kai grins.
I like the way you think.
Iris checks the time.
We don't want the cargo to sit for too long. It'll take us about 16 hours to reach PSS 117, so let's get prepped for takeoff.
With a final nod, the team filters out of the lounge. I follow Kai to the bridge. We each settle into our respective stations. Kai immediately adjusts the many dials and buttons on the console in front of him. My chair supports me perfectly, as if it was meant for me. I check the ship controls and make sure everything is in order. Kai glances over.
You worked for IAP, right? Does that mean you've been all around Polaris?
Yeah, my work did take me to different parts of the Federation.
You ever been to PSS 117 before?
I shake my head. The agency assigned us different regions to support, and my zone didn't include PSS 117.
That's not too surprising. It's all the way out on the Federation border. And we all know that Polaris only favors the central region since that's where all the money is.
Kai's not wrong. The central region is the wealthiest throughout Polaris. He pauses, checking something on his screen, before turning back to me.
Which region were you assigned to?
Central. It breaks into a laugh.
Oh, wow! My boy here was living the high life! Hey, where's your diamond-encrusted Rolex watch?
Huh. Here in my gold trimmed jacket, of course. I chuckle. I may as well have some fun with this. It's in my gold trimmed jacket, of course.
Ah, of course.
Wrapped in the finest of silks,
Naturally.
and guarded by the loveliest of beauties.
Fantasizing is fun, isn't it?
It sure is. Most of my travel was limited to the central region, with occasional support expanding to the mid-ring.
Oh, sounds like you've never been out to the border then.
Nope. He nods.
Don't be too shocked by what you see there. If you didn't know how far the border extended, you wouldn't recognize it as Federation land. It's a lot rougher than the central regions.
I know that one of the largest conflicts within Polaris is the allocation of resources throughout the Federation. It's a topic that is frequently discussed in the legislature. Okay, I don't know why I can't pronounce that word. Unsurprisingly, the central regions who have the most power always come out with the most favorable outcome.
And when you reach the outer border, make sure you keep a loaded gun on you at all times. You meet all sorts of sketchy characters there. We may even be unlucky enough to run into raiders.
I instinctively tense up at the mention of raiders. I read a few reports on them in IM. They're merciless pirates who only care about the cargo and will indiscriminately attack and destroy anyone to get what they want. The survival rate from an encounter with a raider group is less than 1%, which means our reports about them are limited. However, one thing is for certain. If you see a raider ship, the only option you have is to run. I look at my trusty sidearm. It's gotten me through many rough patches, and I trust that it'll get me through many more. I'll be ready. Kai blinks.
Such a serious face. We may run into raiders one day, but it definitely won't be near PSS 117.
I blink and allow my thoughts to settle. Kai's not wrong. Raiders have not attacked Polaris space in the past, so it's unlikely they'll attack it now. I guess I got a little caught up in the moment. I hear the door open behind us. Finally, Iris joins us on the bridge. She buckles herself into her seat.
Engineering and medbay are secured.
Kai nods and checks his communications.
We've just been given the all clear for takeoff.
Good. Then whenever you're ready, pilot.
That's my cue. Ready. I flick the switches and then pull the throttle, powering the engines. The ship hums to life while the engine roars. Gradually, we lift off of the ground, dust swirls around us before we soar into the sky. It feels like second nature as we break through the atmosphere. Soon we've equalized in space. I take a moment to appreciate being back among the stars. A lot of people find it unsettling to be surrounded by the wide expanse of space, but I find it calming. Stars shine through the shroud of darkness, like winking fireflies lighting our path. It's very easy to feel at peace, and I find any tension that I had earlier melting away. The crew so far seems like a good team, and we're already working a job. Things seems to be looking up.
Nice job, pilot.
Thanks.
I never doubted you for a second.
Thanks, I think. I change the trajectory at Kai's suggestion, and once we're on course, I engage warp drive. It'll take a while before we arrive, so I settle in and focus on the task at hand. Everything is going smoothly as the hours passes. Iris leaves the bridge to check on a few other preparations before we arrive, so it's just me and Kai for the most part. We're about halfway there when I feel my phone vibrate in my pocket. As I shuffle it out, the name Zeke Falcor flashes on the screen. I better answer this. He and I go way back from my days at IAP, and even though neither of us is working there anymore, we still keep in touch. I thumb a quick message that I'll call Zeke back in a minute. Hey, Kai, I'm sorry, but I got a quick call to make. You mind watching things for a minute? He nods.
You've been flying for a while now. It's about time for your break anyway. Go ahead and take the call and then rest afterwards. I'll handle everything here.
He grins.
And by handle, I mean I'll let autopilot do its thing and scream really loudly if things start beeping.
I chuckle. Thanks. After switching on autopilot, I hurry out of the bridge and cross through the corridor. When I'm alone in my room, I return the call. Was my room like this before? I see a plant. I'm not sure if this plant was here in the first place, but Zeke's face flickers in front of me. He has the same warm eyes and brown hair that I remember, now peppered with more gray. Hey Zeke. Okay, apparently all the NPCs here are not voiced as of this moment. I'm not sure whether they will put the NPC voices, but maybe not. Or maybe they just put all the main characters for now. Or maybe it's just because this is a bigger game, as they say. Hey, how are things going with you? I'm doing better than ever. Zeke looks a bit surprised, but grins broadly. That's not what I was expecting to hear, but I'm relieved to see you in such high spirits. I appreciate you checking in with me. Of course, what kind of friend would I be if I left my old partner hanging? I chuckle. So, did you end up securing a job? Mercenary work can be chaotic, but at least it's never boring. Huh, yeah. Thanks for pointing me in that direction. It worked out and I did a great job. In fact, that's where I am now. This is my new room. I briefly show him around the space. He nods approvingly. Good. It looks like a nice setup. Yeah, it's not bad at all. I'm glad you found something, but you know that my offer for you still stands, right? I know. I really appreciate the offer, but I need something that can support both me and my sister. Her condition is still really serious, and I worry about her. But at least she's undergoing treatment, which doesn't come cheap. He nods. You do what you need to do. Just remember that if this pilot gig doesn't work out, you've always got a job with me. Thanks. Zeke left IAP about 6 months ago to start his own security business, and he's had a great success so far. In fact, he's offered me a job in his company as a security officer as soon as he heard I needed the work. Unfortunately, the position doesn't pay enough to cover Celeste's medical bills. While I was grateful for the opportunity, ultimately I had to turn him down. He understood and pointed me in the direction of mercenary work, and I appreciate his willingness to help me get back on my feet. At the mention of my sister, Zeke's expression softens. How is Celeste? Doing okay. Last time we talked, she was smiling about Parry. Zeke chuckles. Paris, huh? Sounds like that girl's. Sounds like that girl travels more than you. I'm not sure if I should pronounce it as Paris or Paris. Like silent R or something. Pronounce it as L. I don't know. She tries. She's a good kid, and she's lucky to have a brother like you. A frown darkens his face. You didn't deserve what happened to you at Aya. It's frustrating to say the least. I didn't do any of the things they pinned on me. I know. There was evidence incriminating you from cases you didn't even work on. The entire situation made no sense, which was obvious when they couldn't push any criminal charges. He sighs. But they needed a scapegoat for optics, and you were it. It's all just really messed up. His confidence encourages me. After the scandal, people who I thought were my friends turned their backs on me to avoid tainting their reputations. Zeke was the only one who believed and supported me. It's nice to hear that someone believes me. You think I believe the same guy who saved my life is a dirty agent? Not a chance. I remember the case. Zeke and I were assigned to follow a lead on a drug trade. Obviously, a fight broke out. I spotted the gang member hiding behind the cargo, and I saw him raise his gun. Without thinking, I shoved Zeke out of the line of fire. I'd be dead if it weren't for you. You'd have done the same for me too. Yeah, so trust me when I say I'm going to help you now. Listen, I've still got some contacts back at IAP. They may not want to talk to you directly, but I can try to dig into your situation and see what I can find. I couldn't ask you to do that. Then it's a good thing I offered. If you get caught snooping on my case, it'll tarnish your reputation too. He waves a hand. What reputation? I already left the agency. Don't worry about me, kid. This isn't my first time gathering intel. He winks. Despite myself, I smile. Thanks, Zeke. He nods gruffly and then clears his throat. Alright, I was just checking in, so I'll let you guys get back to whatever you're doing. Don't want you to get caught slacking on the job. Yes, sir. After saying goodbye, I end the call. I feel a lot better after talking to Zeke. It's comfortable to know that there's someone else who understands what I'm going through. Somebody in the agency set me up to be the fall guy, but I don't know who or why I was the target. I wonder what that information Zeke might uncover, but I also don't want to get my hopes up. Shaking my head free from my thoughts, I decide to take Kai's advice and get some rest. I lie down on my bed. Things are looking promising with this new crew. It's clear that they all have a good relationship. Even though their personalities differ so much. They obviously trust in each other's capabilities, and they're already putting their trust in mine. I'm not sure about Vela though. Slowly my eyes begin to close. I think I'm gonna like it here. A few minutes later, I'm fast asleep. When I wake up, I feel refreshed. I return to the bridge and control the ship for the remaining distance. Finally, we arrive at our destination. High access the ship com. I think this is a pretty good time for me to stop right here. I'm just gonna take a moment. I guess that will be it for this episode. We'll continue this in the next one. So I'm just gonna save on this empty data. I think I should make more saves frequently because of some options back in before. We could have not entered Vela's room earlier. I think that would be for another run, if and all possible. But for now, I'm just gonna stop right here and see, and we'll visit Zybino? I literally forgot the name. I think we just, yeah, you know what? We'll visit the planet in the next episode, and we'll begin our first mission in the next time. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe and have a great day. Goodbye.